So My Hero Academia is officially over. As of the recording of this video, the leaks for chapter 430 have just released, and man, I don't even know what to say right now. Obviously, before we get into this, there's going to be spoilers for the final chapter for My Hero Academia, so if you're not caught up or you don't want to know spoilers, please click away now and come back when you've read the chapter. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know how I want to do this video, but I want to make my stance on my relationship with My Hero Academia clear so you guys know where I'm coming from going into this ending. So for me, My Hero Academia has always been one of my number one, if not my number one manga. It's the first anime I ever really got into, as well as the first manga I ever read. I've been reading the manga since season 4 started airing, and I was following the series since season 3 started airing. So, I've been following the series for quite a long time, but not only in My Hero, the manga has also had some pretty big real-world effects for me as an individual. I met some of my best friends in the world from doing a manga dub of the first 3 chapters back like 4 years ago. And without getting into a lot of personal stuff, My Hero Academia is a series that helped me through a lot of stuff, especially during 2020, turning 18 and getting kicked out of my house. It was a very rough time, and it's something I had My Hero Academia there to help me go through. So I hold My Hero extremely close to the heart. It's something that has gotten me through a lot and has helped me grow and learn as a person. So this is a very special series to me, if not one of the most special series there could be for me. And first off, before I get into my thoughts on the final chapter, I want to say thank you to Horikoshi for creating this manga and for bringing a community of people together to share in this series. Like I said, this manga has helped me through so much, and it feels unreal to say that it's over now. I don't know, I felt like this was going to be going on for so many more years, but I'm gonna stop stalling, and let's get into my thoughts on the final chapter. So, brief, and I mean brief summary recap of the chapter before I get into my thoughts. The main focus of the chapter is on Deku as a teacher at UA High. We get to see some flashbacks of Deku and his final years in high school, as well as confirming he does lose One for All. We see the Embers leave him, and the chapter ends with Deku getting a support item and becoming a hero again. That's essentially a very brief and fast kind of recap of the chapter. So I think it would be better if we start off with the things I liked, so we're going to get into that first. And one of the things I really did like was that society does seem to have changed. The heroes seem to have changed. They've learned from their mistakes with Shigaraki, with Toga, with all those villains, and they're trying to better in society. Uraka with her quirk rehabilitation thing. Deku out there teaching a new generation of heroes that it is possible to become a hero. And speaking of Deku, man, honestly, I could have cried when I read this. My favorite moment by far in this chapter is Deku telling the young boy that he can become a hero. I feel like that it's just such a beautiful full circle moment, which I think that was the moment that we were all expecting, but nonetheless, it still hit home seeing Deku finally in the position All Might was to give that speech to someone. Honestly, I feel like this chapter was just an emotional journey from the beginning. As soon as Deku opens up with that narration with how the first chapter ended, I knew I was in it just to have the feels this entire chapter. Getting to see Eri and getting to see Koda older was just, I felt really good to see Eri have friends. See her holding hands with Koda was really cute. And seeing Koda older calling in teacher Deku, there's just a lot of the little moments in this chapter I really love. As well as this also kind of coincides with the things I don't like, but the brief snippets we get of them graduating, another UA sports festival, Deku and Uraka looking like they're on little dates. Man, there's just little moments that I really did love seeing in this chapter. That the only reason I say this coincides with the stuff I didn't like, and it's really the only thing I didn't like about this chapter, is that that's all they are. It's literally just like one panel, moments of like Deku with his mom, them in class, Mount Mommy, Mirako, what appears to be the second tournament, them seeing Melissa. I would have loved to have seen all these moments fully fleshed out. I really wish we had a 50-page chapter. I am a little disappointed that was only like 17 pages. Now, I did hear that they will be adding more stuff in the actual volume itself, but that's not till December, so this is all I have to go on right now. And all I can say is that I hope in those final pages, it's more little moments, it's more of that stuff, maybe some action with Deku, them saving. I don't know, man. I just wish there was a little bit more to it. But I mean, maybe the anime will add it. I don't know. But those moments were really great, dude. And it was stuff like that that did really put a smile on my face, seeing those moments, seeing Class 1A grow up. It's just like, man, after growing up with these characters, it really does feel good just to see them like that and be the same age as the characters again. I started this when I was in high school. They were in high school, we're the same age, and now it's a weird feeling. If you're around my age, then you'll probably know what I mean. If you started this in high school, it's a weird, surreal feeling. I can't even get my thoughts together on this. I'm sorry if this video is messy and people aren't enjoying it, but I don't know, man. It's crazy My Hero is over. But continuing on, the chapter ending with Deku getting an iron suit and going off as a hero with Class 1A, I'm fairly mixed on that. Like, I really like that Deku did get to become a hero by the end, but I think it would have been cool if he kept his quirk. Like, yeah, I was expecting it since, like, Season 4, but I still think it would have been really cool if Deku kept his quirk, or he wasn't, like, just left high and dry for, like, 8 years without One For All. But nonetheless, that final panel was absolutely beautiful. And man, just looking at all those crazy designs, Mina, Deku, Uraka, God, Jiro, everyone on, like, how could you not look at this and just absolutely smile? I love the way Deku's suit looks. I can't wait to see that in the anime and fully colored. I think that's going to be awesome. And just knowing that it was made by Melissa and Hatsume, and Bakugo and Class A funded it, it's just like, dude, I love that Bakugo was the main one for, come on, it's so good. And honestly, there wasn't really a lot I didn't like, or anything I didn't like about the final chapter that I haven't mentioned, besides it just being pretty fast, and I wish we slowed it down a little bit more for those final years of their high school, but majority, if not all the chapter, I loved it. As for the ending itself, that's something I want to get to in a later video. I guess this is the best time to say it, that I do plan on covering the entire series from beginning to end, going all the way back to the first volume, the first season, all the way up until the final season of the anime. I do wish Deku had saved Shigaraki, or I guess Tenko. I don't necessarily agree with him dying, even though I saw it coming. It wasn't that surprising, but it does go against Deku's character a bit, and a lot of the themes of early My Hero and what it was building towards. Even in the openings, we see all the time Deku reaching out to Tenko, and that just doesn't really happen. And I guess maybe that's what I'm hoping for the final pages, is that it extends more of like the conversation between Deku and Shigaraki and all that kind of stuff, because there's no way that's it with the Shigaraki and Deku storyline, right? Like, he just kills him and they have like a very small conversation and they fist bump. That can't be it. But I'm willing to wait to see the volume formats, and I know that the anime at the end of the day is considered the final product most of the time, so I'll have to see how Bones adapts it and what they add or what they don't add. But I did like this chapter. For everything it's worth, I thought this was the best ending we could have gotten with where the story was heading in that final war. And I'm really going to miss My Hero Academia. This is, to be honest, the only manga I keep up with on a weekly basis and read weekly, so I'm kind of left high and dry for manga right now. So if you guys have any recommendations, leave them down below. Please don't say One Piece. I love One Piece. I watch the anime. For some reason, I just can't get into the manga. Live action is absolutely phenomenal for One Piece. But yeah, if you guys have any manga recommendations to read after My Hero, let me know. I do plan on reading Vigilantes. I've never read that, so that's definitely also on my list, as well as Vinland Saga. I think I heard some great ones, but I think a lot of My Hero fans will understand that this is just, it's a weird feeling I'm having right now, and my thoughts aren't cohesive, they aren't all together, but My Hero is officially over, at least it's manga. And, well, I do love some things and I hate some things about the ending overall. I am so glad I got to be a part of this series, of this fandom, and I'm so grateful to Horikoshi for creating this series, and I'm really happy I got to meet some of my best friends in the world through this manga. This manga means everything to me, and I am genuinely so sad to see it go, but I'm glad Horikoshi will finally get some time to rest. And I mean, his art is insane, so I hope maybe one day he does another manga, but I don't know if I see that happening. We still have the anime, and we still have the final pages to come out in the volume version, so I'm excited, I'm looking forward to that, but it's just, I don't even know how to feel. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the chapter, and on the ending overall down below. I'm going to be trying to respond to every comment like I did on my last My Hero video, which you guys absolutely blew up. Again, thank you so much for that. I'm definitely gonna have to stew on this chapter for a while, but hopefully by the time we get to Season 8 and I do my video on Season 8, I'll have my thoughts nice and clear and cohesive. I don't normally do videos like this just off the dome, but I want to make a video, at least for me, to discuss the chapter and say goodbye to the manga, because this is, like I said, a series that is beyond special to me, and I wouldn't be making this channel, I wouldn't have done any of this if it wasn't for My Hero getting me into anime and into manga in the first place. If anyone has any crazy stories or feelings, I would love to hear if anyone relates to this with My Hero. Let me know your story on how you got into My Hero, because I feel like there's definitely more people out there who have a special connection to this series. I know a lot of my friends do. I mean, it's what brought us together. It's what brought me into this community and doing this channel, so I guess I really just have to say thank you, Horikoshi, and thank you, My Hero Academia, and thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a retrospective of all the seasons, kind of like Totally Not Mark is doing. I did have that idea before he did the videos. I just want to put it out there before anyone ever says I'm copying. I did have that idea before he did them, but he did beat me to it because I was waiting for the final chapter. I hate you, Mark. I'm kidding. I love you if you somehow watch this. You're amazing. But until next time, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.